Hello again, everybody. This is John over in Educational Technology. In our last tutorial, speaking about the Mac operating system, we were talking about customizing your Finder windows like this. So on the left-hand side, we talked about how to reorder these and take away or add different folders or directories that you might want to see. Same thing goes for your desktop. We talked about adding or taking away different icons depending upon what you've got connected to your Mac. So I want to take that one step further and talk real quick about views, and then also talk about the save dialog box, which I recommend you make that kind of look like this so that in your mind you're always saving documents or whatever you're saving to the correct locations or where you expect them to be. So first of all, in the last tutorial we did not talk about these icons right here in your Finder window. You do have different views, and no one's going to judge you, but these are there so that you have the view that is most appropriate for you. So the first one here is icon view. Again, it's just going to show you larger icons if you like that. I personally don't use this a whole lot, mostly because I want to be able to reorder what I see to quickly find what I want when a directory's got a lot of information in it, like my desktop normally does. The next one over is list view, and list view is actually great because you can quickly click on this little triangle to see what's inside of a folder. And drill down that way without having to open up different columns or different windows from there. So it's kind of an easy, let's see everything in here way of going about your computer. The next one over is column view. This is actually my preference because I like to see a little bit more information about a file when I select it. So for example, if I click on this four corners, I can quickly see a preview of what it is, and I can also look down here below to get all the information I might want to see. So for example, when was it created, maybe when I saw it last, the size of the file, anything like that. So that's really helpful. In any of these views, know that you can also hit the space bar to give you a preview of it. So for example, right now I go, okay, I think that's the file I want, but so long as it's selected, if I hit spacebar, it's going to give me a much larger preview of what that is. You can also just drag your window to be larger if you want. That way you can get some more information. But depending upon your screen size, this may or may not be that convenient. So again, no matter how big it is, if it's selected and you hit spacebar, you guys can get a little better idea of what it is through a preview. Let's talk about when you're inside applications. So right now I'm in Microsoft Word, and this is applicable to any applications where you're saving information to your computer. Most of the time that's going to be applications like this: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, anything where you're running it on your computer, maybe even like Photoshop if you're trying to save it locally. Anyhow, when you guys go to save, and this should be pretty much across the board, you're going to go to File, Save, and you're going to get this dialog box. Actually, if you haven't changed it, it's actually going to look like this. So you kind of see this miniature dialog box, and usually we're sitting there going, okay, where am I want to save this? Do I want to save it with my desktop, or do I need to go in and choose somewhere else that's already listed? This is kind of a recent or most recent place, so it's not always going to give you exactly what you want. What I would suggest is that in every application you open, you're going to click this little triangle next to the where to get a Finder window that looks much closer to the actual Finder window we were in. So remember, we set this up before where we got all these over here on the left. You're going to do the same thing here so that it looks the same in your application. This way, if you want to make sure it goes into documents, you can select documents, make sure you give it a name, and click save. Now, once you get to this screen where you're kind of looking at a similar Finder window, I do want to point out that if you're in a different view, like I said, I like column view, so I'm in column view, you can still change it. The button's going to look a little different, but if you, for example, liked the icon view, select icons. If you like the list view, choose list view. Totally up to you, totally personal preference. Again, this is all about trying to be efficient in your own workspace. But again, the point here is to try and get to the same view you have in your Finder so that it's easy for you to select the folder either on the left or right here in your main window where you want to specifically save that document, and you don't have to worry about it later. Anyhow, hope that helps you guys out just to get things in the same place. Remember, you can't be an analog teacher in a digital world. We'll see you next time.